Hey guys, Alex here with Josie the dog, having a little break in the woods, having a walk about, thinking about what a good topic of conversation would be today. And one of the things that came to mind was purpose, a sense of purpose, and how meaningful and relevant such an idea is. Obviously the dog's purpose is very clear. It's to play, to be curious, and to eat and sleep. And I think in this time, for most of us are going to be watching this during lockdown, during quarantine time, and there is perhaps a sense of meaninglessness floating around for many people. I don't know about you, but looking back over the last few weeks in quarantine, the days are starting to meld into one another. My memory of what's been going on is very limited in the sense that the days kind of melt into one because our routines are becoming very similar and we're all watching too much TV and so on, and the future is very uncertain. You know, we don't know what's going to happen next. We don't know what our next few weeks or months are going to look like, and so perhaps there's a sense of lacking in purpose for many of us. We have lost our sense of purpose, our direction in life, a sense of meaningfulness. You know, what is the point of it all? Is a question that might be floating up for many of us. You know, why are we doing all this? What is going to be the outcome of all this stuff that we do, that we tell ourselves we should be doing, all this productivity, all this work that we get ourselves up out of bed every day to do? And with us simply spending our days passing what seems like just passing time now, the sense of needing a purpose is becoming less significant perhaps for some. I wanted to put forward an idea that has been helping me, that centers around this idea of purpose and what I think purpose for everyone could be, that is going to continue motivating us and be helpful for us. And this is an idea that has been sort of cooking for a few months and years actually now, and that is to have the purpose in our lives of being a little bit more conscious than we were yesterday. And it's as simple as that. To be a tiny bit more aware of our surroundings and our realities and what's in front of us than we were yesterday. So it's about cultivating consciousness being presence. And you've heard it many times before, but it is really significant, I think, because presence is a state of being in which we are not a slave to our thoughts. When we are in thought mode, we're either worrying, we're in our pasts, or we're in our futures. We're not here. We're not where we are. And when you're somewhere else, you're not. You don't have the stillness of mind that is required to really make the most of what's in front of us in this very moment. And for me, the purpose of living is to discover for ourselves the aliveness we have running through us, the ingenuity we have within us, the creative power we have within us to do anything we put our minds to when we are conscious. Now, this doesn't mean that we need to be conscious 24/7. It's part of humanity, I think, for us to discover consciousness for ourselves and realize its power. And when I say consciousness and being conscious, I'm just talking about moving away from getting stuck in our thoughts and just worrying and ruminating and thinking that we can control our lives by seizing control of our thoughts at every spare second that we have. Listen to that. Listen to nature. That is where you want to be redirecting your attention to, because all the lessons you could ever need, as cheesy as it sounds, as corny as it all is for many, everything you could ever need is right here in your conscious presence. It comes from within you, and it also is guided by what's around us. Nature can guide us. Our inner wisdom can guide us. And the less we are in our heads, and the more engaged we are with what's in front of us, whether that be just taking in the scenery or writing something or painting, the more innate knowingness we will be connected with, and the more we will be able to be guided through the process in a way that is really effective and where your genius is really going to start emerging. And so the more of that we can bring into our lives, the more of an impact we will be able to have. But more than that, because life isn't necessarily about getting somewhere, it's about returning to where we are and realizing what we have within us. If we can do a little bit more of that every day, and we can return, I'm a little bit self-conscious because I'm talking about cheesy spiritual stuff, and I'm self-conscious about people approaching and saying, Alex, what are you talking about, man? This is nonsense, bro. But actually, I really do believe in this, and the more I find this out for myself, the more power I realize there is there, and the more at ease I feel in general. You know, the less I'm chasing a kind of concrete form of purpose that's out there, whether that be, you know, a book deal, or a business that makes $1 million a month, or a family, whatever it is. All those things are great, but it's not, for me, as significant as it once was, because I'm realizing how the purpose for everyone is, at its core, returning to the sense of aliveness we have when we're more conscious. So the more we can move in that direction, the better. The more we can return to who we really are underneath our identities, underneath our stories that we tell about ourselves, underneath all the bollocks, the more of our own innate genius will be revealed in a way that is going to show up in our own unique way. And you just got to listen to that. Listen to what it is that brings you to life, because that's going to be the journey to realizing more and more of that power that comes through connecting to consciousness. Am I making sense? So that for me, that's the purpose. So it doesn't matter where you go, like how much you travel, how successful you are in life, how much money you make. All of those things are worth pursuing, but for different reasons, for fun, for game. The real ultimate purpose for me is to be a little bit more conscious every day. And of course, it's a learning process. It requires a sequence of cultivation. It's not something that you just wake up with and are immediately going to be conscious 24/7. It's something to cultivate, and it doesn't even require something like meditation. It requires being aware of the part of you that is denying your being present. There's a part of you that's always wanting to be in the future, that's always worrying, that's always ruminating, that's pulling you out of the present moment. And that's kind of the fight that we have throughout our lives. And it's not even a fight for many, because it's something that many people have just identified with. You know, that part of them that is never present is them. And of course, that's not true. There is a part of you that is always present, always waiting to deliver insight, intelligence, creativity. And that's the part of you want to connect with, because that's where your real genius is going to be revealed. And the more you can pull away the veil of unhelpful thinking that covers over that consciousness, that genius, the better. The more rich your life is going to be. So be aware of that, I'd say. If you're struggling and you think, oh, you know, I need to go, I need to travel, I need to escape, I need to go and do this, I need to conquer things, I need to sleep with as many women as I can, I need to get out there and visit as many countries as I can. Absolutely go for that if you want. If you feel it within you as being a great thing to do, then fantastic. But see it as the game as it is. That is a game. Those things are all things that can be played with, but the real purpose, the ultimate purpose, is to be more conscious, be more present, be more engaged with one thing at a time, to listen to nature, to really communicate. I laugh because the dog looks so funny just snuffling around. Because I laugh because she is a perfect demonstration of consciousness, of just being there. Right, just being with whatever she's got, without kind of worrying about things, without thinking about the future. She's just in pure exploration, pure curiosity mode. And I did a video recently about, you know, can we live a life as happy as a as a well cared for dog, such as my dog. And I think that's true. I think you can be not necessarily always happy, but always at peace, always because you're aware of the tendency to move out of presence. And whenever you're out of presence, there's the risk of suffering, and you can always return back to peace. You always have the option to return back home. So that for me is purpose. That is the ultimate purpose that I think every human shares, and some of us get lost on that journey, and some of us forget that option is there, but it is there. It's there for us every turn, every point, every milestone through our days and through our lives. We have the choice to return to pure attention, pure consciousness, and through that process we can let go with the faith that our inner genius, our inner creative powerhouse is going to reveal himself or herself and give us everything we need. With that, I'm going to bid you goodbye, good luck, stay well, stay healthy. Feel free to email me through my website, alexmathers.net. The links are in the description box below. Subscribe to this if you connected with it. Do like this video if it did make sense to you. And I'm always looking out for comments in the comment section for ideas on things to talk about, questions to answer for you guys, topics to discuss. And it's been a pleasure, as always. Over and out.